Real folks do
Turn
it.
off. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going.
You're going to commercial, right?
Turn off your mic too. Make sure there's no talking in there.
Yep.
And running commercial.
Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
It's Friday morning, so you know what that means. It's time for Friday Live. Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Albert Sharp, bringing you the inside scoop on today's latest news. Canadians are preparing for their clocks to fall back 1 hour on Sunday as daylight saving time comes to an end. However, in British Columbia, it may not just be over until the spring. Attorney General David Eby has announced legislation to stop observing daylight savings that will be introduced on Thursday. That will put BC right there next to Saskatchewan, Nunavut, and small regions of Northern Ontario and parts of Quebec, despite warnings from sleep experts that such a permanent change could have negative effects on people's mental health. A recent survey from the BC government saw a 93% approval rate, or about 225,000 people who were in favor of making the change. And October was Small Business Month, and shopping local is all the rage nowadays. We sent Madeline Mazak to check it out.
As part of Small Business Month, the Windsor-Essex Small Business Center hosted its 5th annual We Shop Local show last Thursday. Nearly 1,000 residents came out to the Fogelar Furland Club to shop from 50 unique vendors.
But this is a really cool way that we can showcase the diversity of our small business sector and invite our residents to shop local and experience local together, all under one roof for one night.
Windsor-Essex is home to nearly 20,000 businesses. This year to date, the Windsor-Essex Small Business Center helped create 467 jobs with local businesses. The event gave small business owners the chance to connect with Windsor's Shop Local community.
Windsor-Essex is all about shop local. Everybody, I can't believe how many people come out and shop local. It's awesome.
Shoppers strolled through the artisanal district to shop at the many makers and fashioners in the region. They stopped by the beauty and wellness district before topping the night off at the food and beverage district to try samples from local wineries and breweries.
Coming out to an event like this and getting to see stuff that local people in our community made, and knowing that that money is going towards a local family, it's just super important to me. It makes me feel good buying local stuff.
Satisfied shoppers left with full tote bags following an evening of exploring, shopping, and tasting what small businesses in Windsor-Essex have to offer. For MediaPlex News, I'm Madeline Mazak.
Speaking of local business, Windsor's first legal cannabis retailer, Rose City Cannabis, has been forced to delay their opening by 1 month. The owner of the business had originally stated that they plan to open today, November 1st, but due to a delay in the licensing process, the business is now set to open on December 1st. This delay was a result of a rejected court challenge against the Alcohol and Gambling Commission of Ontario from 11 disqualified lottery winners who failed to submit all of their documentation before the set deadline. This forced the owner to wait to conduct various inspections until the challenge had ended. Rose City Cannabis will be undergoing a public notice period until November 8th, after which the AGCO will decide if they'll be allowed to open. But now we're going to kick it over to Zach Balog for the weather.
Hey, thanks Albert, and happy Friday and happy Movember. Here is your weekend weather brief. Currently we are sitting at 2 degrees Celsius with overcast skies, and now your 3-day forecast. Kicking it off today, we will have a chance of flurries. That's right, you heard me, and a high of 6 Celsius. Saturday, chance of showers, also a high of 6. Rounding it off on Sunday, a high of 5, and more rain. That's your washout weather brief. I'll be back for a very beyond weird edition of weird news.
On today's show, we're talking... Yeah, wait a second. We actually have our special guests, Mike and Lisa from the Morning Drive on this Friday Live.
Wow, this is awesome. This is so nice for you guys to let us take over the whole thing here today.
Well,
We're not taking over.
Yes, we are. They told us we could take over.
You know what? For today, you guys have the reins. I'm going to relax and be a student for the day. You guys take over.
All right.
You did a great job with the news. The weather was awesome. So, this is what it's all about, right? Informing people and learning how to do it in a place like this here at the MediaPlex. We're downtown Windsor right now, and we just came down here from our studios at Tecumseh and Olette, came down here, and now we're going to be on for what, until 10:30, right?
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this for a really long time. Mike, you and I were down here before, walking around the MediaPlex, and we're like, oh my gosh, they have better equipment than we do. This is an awesome place. What a great place to learn. And I almost wish I had this training ground when I was going to school. It really is so cool to see. So we thought we'd come down and showcase the MediaPlex, and we've been talking about it on our show, and really letting people know what exists in our community, because if students are thinking of going into journalism, this is the program that you're going to want to take a look at and investigate. So we're happy to be here today until 10:30 on this Friday Live.
Do we get overtime for this? I mean, this is like our weekend should have began already, and now we're here doing more radio and speaking, so I think there should be some kind of compensation.
You're out of luck.
Oh, I got my St. Clair College hoodie on. I got that from John Fairley, so maybe that counts.
There's payment
is that
right
my
there.
Payment? Okay.
And part of Friday Live every week is a segment on Crime Stoppers and really learning about what's happening in our community and things we have to watch out for. And with us in studio now is Karen Seneve with Crime Stoppers. You talk about Crime of the Week every week?
Every week, and we actually do it with AM800 also.
Yes.
Every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock.
We hear you.
Yes, and we really appreciate that partnership that you have with us. Every Friday morning, we come on the show here with the St. Clair students, St. Clair College students, and we do our Crime of the Week here. And today, we're actually concentrating on the Jerome Allen homicide that's been brought back up in the media this past week. It's the anniversary of when he went missing, as we all know. So just to kind of recap and to bring it back into attention, to try and see if we can get any additional tips in, or the police can receive any additional information to help them solve this homicide, would be greatly appreciated. So just a few things that we want the public to pay attention to. That the last time he was seen was October 20th, 2018 on the west side of Windsor. And since that time, he hasn't been heard of or seen. So the family of Jerome Allen, as we know, deserves the right to know what's happened, and they need to have closure. And so we're hoping that anyone that has information in regards to that homicide will contact Windsor Police directly if they're comfortable with doing that. And if not, they can contact Crime Stoppers, as we know, at the 519-258-TIPS, or go to our website at catchcrooks.com.
And that's always anonymous.
It's always anonymous, and you remain anonymous. We understand why sometimes people feel the need that are uncomfortable with speaking with police, but they are more than welcome to call us, and we can gather their information and hopefully help in the investigation.
So how do we know it's a homicide if the body hasn't been found?
Crime Stoppers, we don't have knowledge of the actual case. We are usually notified by police of the cases that they're working on for assistance. So those particulars aren't privy to Crime Stoppers. We are simply assisting them in their investigation.
So you know that there is somebody who's missing, and here are the particulars of what you do know, and urging people that might know anything at all to come forward.
Correct. So anything they may have seen on that October 20th or days past that date, who are possibly afraid to come forward, we would like them to feel comfortable in contacting us and bringing us that information.
Yeah, because not everybody does, right? They don't want to call the police. Maybe they're just nervous about getting their name involved and stuff like that. So remaining anonymous and doing a good thing, especially on today, which is Random Act of Kindness Day.
Absolutely.
Which, to do something kind for your community and bring the bad guys down, call Crime Stoppers and tell us the information that you have.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Karen. Karen Seneve with Crime Stoppers and our Crime of the Week. And so now we're going to talk to a couple of students here, Mike. Little round table discussion. Ryan Martell is with us now. Jesse Gorney is also with us, and you guys are students here at the MediaPlex. welcome, or should you welcome us? I'm not sure.
Maybe both.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little of both. That's true. Now, this is so cool to be here today, and just to see what are happening to students here in Windsor, Essex, and right here in the MediaPlex. How far along are both of you in your studies and here at the MediaPlex towards your graduation?
I'm in my final year, so I'll finish up in April.
And you?
I'm in first year, so I still have a little time.
Oh, you got plenty of time. You got so much to learn.
And what is it you guys hope to do career-wise once you graduate?
Well, I'm hoping to get into, I'm in public relations, so I'm hoping to get into something along the lines of behind the scenes with the media. I've always found that really interesting. I'm actually interning right now with a radio station, so I'm really enjoying it and hoping to continue on that path.
And you?
I love to write, so I'm going to be hopefully going into newspaper print after this.
Oh,
I
good
really
for you.
enjoy it, and we get to learn from so many cool people here.
Now, did you guys know, like from the beginning when you were really kids, that you wanted to do something in media, radio, TV, writing, whatever it might be, or did it take a while?
No,
you didn't know, right?
You, Ryan?
Other than being an astronaut? Yeah, no.
No, that would be
yeah,
cool,
no.
too.
I always did love to write, so this is kind of like coming full circle to it.
Well, that's so great, and the level of education that you're getting here at the MediaPlex, I'm sure, is bar none. I mean, I'm sure you've absorbed so much, you, Ryan, so far in your first year, and of course, you, Christina, almost ready to graduate. No, you're not Christina. You're Jessie.
Jessie, yeah.
Yeah, we get it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm really loving my program so far. It's been a great experience. I love all the hands-on training. It's just exactly what I wanted out of this program.
Okay, so now what has surprised you guys from what you've learned so far at the MediaPlex about the media business?
I think the biggest thing for me is that they say journalists are supposed to be biased, and right now we live in a time where there's not a lot of bias going on in the media. So.
Oh, all right, fair. And you?
It's hard to say. I think I have a background in performance, so performance often ties in with PR, so I feel like a lot of my background makes what I'm experiencing not really all that surprising in some ways, but I do have to agree that when it comes to bias, that can be one of the biggest challenges.
And isn't it interesting to learn, and I'm sure you guys have absorbed a lot of this, it's that it's not just the on-air people in radio, the on-air people in TV, the writers at a newspaper that make those things function. There's so many other jobs and positions that come into play in putting out a good radio show or station or TV newscast or a newspaper. So what would
She's
you
really
say?
just sucking up to our producer who's here with us today and all the great work he does. But yeah, you make a great point. There's so much that goes on behind
Absolutely.
the scenes.
There's a lot of little pieces to everything here. And it's great. Everyone learns how to do different jobs differently. One week you'll be studio director, another week you'll be running playback. So it's really interesting here, and you get the experience of every part here, and they're really great for helping you and with everything hands-on.
Well, and in media these days you have to, right? I mean, you end up writing, but then you're going to be doing, media work on top of that, right? A video blog or doing interviews on TV. Lisa and I have been in the business a long time, and we've, even in the last 10 years or so, with social media, internet, live stuff, we've had to do a lot more behind the scenes and other media type work than we ever thought we'd have to being in radio.
We are busier now as hosts than ever. I mean, we're always adding new things, learning new things, and you got to kind of keep up with the times, right? You can't be dinosaurs.
Especially with the growth of social media, that's
it.
Really changed the media over the last few years.
Now, as students, where do you think media is going and social media is going to be going in the next 5-10 years that maybe old people like Lisa and I don't even know about? Like, okay, have fun on Facebook, you two, but we're going this way instead. So where is it going?
Right now, it seems like Instagram is the largest, one of the largest platforms. Facebook's still pretty big, but it seems that Instagram is one of the largest right now.
I think definitely a lot more, social media apps that we've seen before just try and stick to one thing. I think everyone's trying to be everything. I definitely agree that Instagram's going the way where everybody seemed to be going, and I guess we'll just see how that works out.
I mean, in 5-10 years, then we'll be the old ones who don't know anything that's up and coming anymore.
That means we're really old.
Yeah, it'll happen before you know it. I mean, and that's the way I think Instagram is so great because it is all-encompassing, but it's simple at the same time. time, right? Like there's just and Lisa, you just got on Instagram recently.
It's taken me 2 years to get up the courage to actually do it and do it well.
Talk off me. Should I do it? Should I not do it? What do I post? How do I post? How do I tag? How do I do this?
She definitely did the same day as Jennifer Aniston joined Instagram.
I did.
I bet you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was not planned on my part, but it's so cool. Okay, so what advice would you give to maybe students who have graduated high school and are sort of in limbo, or kids that are in high school, or even adults who want to go back to school, who are interested in something to do with media? Maybe they're driven by the MediaPlex and thought, what actually goes on in that building? Advice for those people, just to come and check it out?
Come check it out, try it. You can even set up a tour and come and explore, and maybe Dave and Larry will be nice enough to give you some advice when they're here to show you how things get run.
Yeah, I'd say definitely take the leap. It's definitely worth it, and you get so much great hands-on experience. Like, I'm a first-year student, you're a second year, and we're in here with you doing this. So, there's no downside to it really, and you learn from the most amazing people.
Okay, we out of time with. Okay, well, all right. Well, thank you very much, guys, for coming in. We appreciate it.
Ryan Martel, Jesse Gurney.
Yep, two students down here at the MediaPlex. I'm Mike. That's Lisa. We're normally on AM800 and normally doing our After 9 show on Facebook Live, but we're here down at the MediaPlex, their Friday live show, which is every Friday live, 10 o'clock a.m. You can watch it, you can live it, you can listen to it, you can watch it and enjoy it later if you want instead of watching it live. It's all great information, weather, news, and community information from the MediaPlex, from the students who are doing it, who are going to be doing it for all the masses one day. So this is their training ground, and we love to have them here. We love to be here, actually. We're the guests today here on Friday Live, and thanks for watching on YouTube and all the social media platforms, and listen and tune in every single week.
All right, we're going to continue on with the show Friday Live. All kinds of things happening. Let's introduce now Savannah Mills here with All Things Hollywood. Hi, Savannah.
Hi, how are ya? All Things Hollywood. This is V-Talk. This is V-Talk, bringing you the hottest from Hollywood. Let's get right into it. Halsey and her ex Youngblood broke up earlier this month. Halsey confirmed the split days ago by posting a since-deleted tweet after stepping out with Evan Peters in Cher and Sonny Bono costumes at the American Horror Story 100th episode celebration. Taylor Swift is set to receive Artist of the Decade at the 2019 American Music Awards on November 24th, but is Kanye going to be okay with this? Selena Gomez posted on Instagram this week to shut down a rumored new relationship status after she was spotted with her ex, Samuel Frost. She reminded her fans that she has been single for 2 years and is waiting on God's timing.
That sounds pretty scandalous. I can't wait. Let's put it on God.
Don't interrupt her.
It's all God. It's all God's timing.
Continue.
Poor
Sorry.
God. I wonder if she was waiting on God's timing when Justin decided to replace her. The first same-sex couple from the Bachelor franchise, Demi Burnett and Christian Haggerty, broke up this week, but do reality TV relationships ever work? Former teen star Janelle Evans has filed for divorce from David Eason. According to sources from TMZ, Evans has thrown in the towel because David became bad for her business. The baby-making business? I'm Vanna. This has been V-Talk, bringing you the hottest from Hollywood.
That was good. I like that.
Right.
Yeah, very nice.
Yes. All right.
It's like your celebrity dirt.
It is like my celebrity dirt.
It's mostly Justin Bieber news, but we'll pretend.
Are you a believer?
I'm a huge believer.
Right here, girlfriend. Yeah. Love him too.
Oh my God, I've been hearing about this guy for years. And before I even knew who he was. Oh, he's a little Canadian kid from where is he from?
Stratford.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, Savannah. I think he's in his Cambridge home right now.
He is. He's actually spending a lot of time in Grand Bend lately as well.
See?
So if you want to go walk down the strip and run into Haley and Justin, I mean, take me with you.
We know where Savannah's going this weekend.
Scandals
All right.
with Savannah.
Let's go to the impulsive mind now of Tristan Zuderveen.
Welcome to Impulse, the show with no description because the topics are whatever comes to mind. I'm Tristan Zuderveen. Halloween has come and gone, but this girl's got one last spook up her sleeve. Today we're talking about one of the top 10 most haunted places on Earth, the RMS Queen Mary. The Queen Mary is permanently docked in Long Beach, California, but back when the ship still sailed, there were 57 confirmed deaths aboard. In 1971, it was converted into a hotel. That's when the ghosts began appearing. There have been sightings in the engine room, by the old pool, and in the isolation ward, but one place has more supernatural occurrences than any other: Stateroom B340. The room itself has been the location of countless mysterious or brutal deaths and has driven many guests mad. In fact, guests would be affected so severely by this room that they would often check out in the middle of the night. Because of this, the room was closed to the public 30 years ago. Last year, the room was officially renovated and reopened for guests to book. The room itself was converted from 3 third-class rooms into a large stateroom complete with some paranormal attractions. Testimonies of ghost sightings can be found printed nicely on the wall, as well as instructions on how to summon Bloody Mary next to the sink in the bathroom. And hey, if the demons on the boat aren't enough for you, don't worry, you can summon more. This particular room comes with a very unique case. The contents include a deck of tarot cards, a crystal ball, and even a Ouija board to contact the malicious spirits. This horror movie-like experience is one you'll probably never forget. It's always Halloween on the RMS Queen Mary.
I have been on the Queen Mary before. I took a tour of it when I was in California. It was pretty amazing. I did not see any ghosts, did not feel any spirits, but this is like one of the big things with the
You actually
Queen Mary.
left your house? Like, that's
Well,
so
that's when I was
weird.
a kid. I didn't have a choice. My parents took me to California
okay.
to the LBC. That's where Snoop's from.
Got it.
By the way, without the filter, do you know a paper cut is just a tree's final moment of revenge?
Oh, that's good.
I like that.
There's something to think on this weekend while you're changing your clocks back on Saturday.
All right,
yeah.
Tristan, thank you so much. And listen, if you're looking for weird, besides Mike K. Cook, we've got Zachary Ballo bringing it.
I like this intro music you guys have for all your segments is awesome. That last one, the harmonica, reminded me of Huey Lewis.
Yeah, of course.
So I like that one.
Thanks, Mike and Lisa. Hey guys, I'm Zach, and I'm back, and the stories are weirder than ever, so let's dive right on in. This story out of Canada's prime jewel province of Saskatchewan. According to the CBC, a moose was found hanging around swimming in a Regina lake. Spectators gathered to watch the moose take a dip. You may laugh, but considering this happened in July, not a bad idea. I'm just saying. The last time I let my moose get out, I got arrested.
Yeah, that's it's good advice for the kids listening. Never let your moose out.
Alrighty, it's that time you've all been waiting for. Michigan, Iowa, Ohio, heaven forbid Indiana? No, Florida man. From 247headline.com, 24-year-old John Curtis Spicer was caught on camera stealing condoms and lubricant from a local Walmart.
These stories are right up Mike's alley. I'm telling you, you have touched.
Everybody did such a great job. These
This
stories,
is it.
I'm tuned in.
Sorry, continue.
This story came out of Port Charlotte. The suspect then made a big mistake of leaving his cell phone. I'm sure you haven't done that, Mike, but...
No, never leave your cell phone. That's evidence, especially if there's Vaseline on it.
When he was choosing the items, I suppose with all those items, he should have had a fun and lonely night. However, without the phone, you better have some backup entertainment. Maybe a nice DVD or something.
Yeah, there you go. Do Netflix and chill by yourself, maybe, yeah.
Alrighty, finally, okay, this one definitely takes the cake. From the Toronto Sun, a man in New Jersey with a hankering for furry creatures is behind bars after he was accused of threatening farmers who had denied him from making the moves on their barnyard animals. He then sent threatening letters to those farmers who denied him the animals. Well, you know what they say, there ain't no loving like livestock loving.
There's the line of the day. Hashtag that.
That's enough weirdness for this week. I'm Zach Ballog. Back to you, Mike and Lisa.
Thank you, Zach. Great job by everybody today. Those were awesome reports. I love that stuff. That's
Albert,
good.
wow, this has gone by pretty quickly. We still have some time, do we not?
Yeah, I think we do.
This is what we call STS. Shoot the blank. Yeah, that's what we do when we don't know what to talk about on our show. Let's STS a little bit about what's going on. So, Albert, you are kind of the newscaster and host of this on Friday Live?
Yeah, I kind of just, come on, do my thing, sort of just kind of kind of pick a story in the morning, kind of whatever I feel like kind of would have a good flow to it.
Right.
And I just sort of roll with it, you know?
You know, it's a really good journey, I guess, that you're taking here, because when you are a newscaster, or when Mike and I do put our shows together in the morning, there's so much to choose from, and you are the one that's deciding what your listeners are going to hear. Just like Mike and I are deciding what our listeners are going to hear. Rob Sherville, who anchors AM800 News, decides every day what he thinks. I mean, there's so much out there. You can't
and
tell
everybody who did the reports, right? Like, okay,
Right.
how am I going to narrow? I only get a 90 seconds or whatever, right, for my report. So how am I going to narrow this down? What Justin Bieber story do I have to do today, right, when we do the entertainment news?
But what you said is correct, because you got to think of the audience, and maybe you're appealing to an audience of your peers. Well, Mike and I kind of feel the same way. So whatever stories strike us in the morning, like if Mike's like, oh my God, I couldn't stop reading this, or did you hear about that? If it strikes a chord with us, then that's what we decide to talk about. You're the same?
Oh, 100%. One of the things that works really well is that here on Friday Live, most of us, like, we hang out and we'll sit there and we'll talk. And through the week, it'll be like, yo, what are you doing in your segment this week? And we'll just kind of talk about it. So we kind of all, like, as a group, kind of know what's going to be happening. I know, like, days in advance, I go to Zach and I'm like, what is in your weird news? Because I need to make sure that I can at least mostly remain composed while he's talking.
Yeah. So when you hear about livestock love, you're prepared for it, right?
So like, I'll hear about the livestock love, and I'm just like, okay, so I need to brace myself for that. Florida Man, that's the one that I have to be aware of.
I will say, when I was sifting through many Florida Man stories in preparation, like I do every week, and Florida needs help.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
Florida needs help.
You can always rely on
Yeah.
very interesting, strange stories from Florida.
Because
Weird people and old people all live in Florida. That's all there is.
My thing is, I'm always worried that I'm going to be sitting around in Windsor and like see a headline that's basically a Florida Man article, but then it's somebody I know.
Oh, yeah.
That is the concern.
That would not be good.
Yeah,
So this is awesome. This setup they have here. If you've never been down to the MediaPlex, you come on down here, and it's downtown Windsor. Where are we anyway? What, Palliser or Park?
We're on the corner of Victoria and University.
There you go. I'm glad you know where we are. And it's such a cool building from the outside, and you can see what all the students are doing here. And if you want to come here and maybe check it out for your kids or your student thinking of doing this, there are tours available too.
It's cool from the outside, but it's even cooler on the inside.
There you
Speaking
go.
of the inside,
really
there's
is.
actually an open house later this month, so people should come check it out.
All right. And
Saturday, November 23rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Perfect. Hopefully you get a lot of people. Guys, thanks for letting us crash the party today.
What a great line.
Thank you for
cool
coming
on
to
the
crash it.
outside, but cooler on the inside. I'm going to go home and tell my significant other Kelly about that.
All right, well, today we've had contributions from Brett Blake, Albert Sharp, Madeline Mazak, Crime Stoppers, Ryan Martel, Jesse Gurney, Savannah Mills, Tristan Zuderveen, Zachary Ballo. We're Mike and Lisa. This has been Friday Live. Have a good Friday.
We have 4 minutes left. We got...